Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We have that thing and all of the solar panels. Ooh, yeah. We're just going to jump right in with Big Boy. So we'll do it this way. And then if we have to come back in and clean up streaks, then we'll worry about that then. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. Next to you. I can't help myself. I have oldies on the brain today. Oh, I grew up listening to the oldies. I do surely miss them. They don't really play them on the radio anymore. I guess what constitutes an oldie now is something from my youth. Because, hey, I was only born 30 years after the 50s. So that was a golden age, like 40s, or I'd say 50s on up through the 70s. Those are the oldies I grew up on. 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and some 80s. Before my parents shifted into their religious bullshit. Ruining my life and everybody else's by extension. I've had to go to Walmart twice today. If something else is needed, somebody else is going to have to go. It's race weekend. There's tons of rednecks in there. I'm good. Checkout was a nightmare. And the men I walked by stank. He smelled like alcohol. Imagine taking a vacation from work and traveling states away to watch cars go vroom vroom real fast in a circle and turning left sometimes. Couldn't be me. I get so much NASCAR fan hate. I'm sorry, I don't give two shits about it. Like racing in a vacuum can be fun. I'll play a racing game. I'd race on a closed track IRL. I'm not going to race in the streets like a hooligan. I don't know. Just maybe I have a skewed perspective because I live in Talladega, but my entire life, for 2 times a year, we have to deal with these people in April and October. Now, I will say, Talladega, like the city of Talladega, garbage. It fucking sucks here. Like, there's nothing to do. There's nothing but fast food and a Walmart. It's literally Talladega. The racetrack itself is about 9 miles north of the city, just outside of Lincoln. And it's kind of out, honestly, in the middle of nowhere, if I'm being completely honest. And most people, I think, now will travel to neighboring cities and towns. I don't think most people come down to where I live anymore to go to the store when they're visiting for that. Hi, welcome back. Welcome back into chat. You know what I need to do for Power Wash Sim? Because of that doohickey in the bottom, I should probably move the chat box up a little. There we go. I've been meaning to do that for this whole playthrough and just kept forgetting to do it. Because I noticed that my little blue equipment bar in the bottom right-hand corner, the other day I was noticing that it kind of gets in the way of chat. We'll move it. Okay, I'm back from all my errands. We can stream now. It's been busy lately. Zip, 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 zippa, zippa, zippa. This thing is quick. Look how much we're covering. Good Lord. We'll be out of this desert area in no time. I couldn't remember what I named that first stream earlier, which makes me sad because I feel like it was something good. Damn it. I heard something ping. Damn. Nice. So, did we get the whole thing? We did. This is literally the best nozzle ever. Look at all of these solar panels cleaned up. I really wish I had solar panels on my home. I've been thinking a lot about solar panels in the last few years. We need to install more solar panels everywhere. Everything should be connected to solar panels. Everything. We should not, like, it should be solar first. Everything else should be backup. We should. I am a fan of the solar first initiative. If no such thing exists, let's make it exist. I can't believe the staggering amount of desert areas that we've been to do this job. Too many for my taste. But this, as far as I know, should be our last desert area. Then we can move on to green, luscious spot. God, I hope so. I finished watching somebody play through Resident Evil 9 last night. I really wish that I could play games like that for you guys, but I don't have the skills necessary to play big boy games like that. I wish that I did. I feel bad. Sometimes I do feel bad for my audience. All two of you. It was 3 for a little bit. Tyler was watching Majora's Mask. But that playthrough has concluded. I have done a little bit of what's the word I want to use? Growing, learning. I don't know. I've been a little self-conscious about my YouTube now for a little while, and I've been a little self-conscious about my streaming stuff. Like, am I cussing too much? Am I too boring? Am I playing the right games? You know, why is nobody watching? You know, et cetera, et cetera. But I did some looking into it, and some of the top people, you know, on the various platforms are basically doing the same thing I'm doing. So that kind of relieves some of my worries, you know, knowing that I'm kind of doing more or less the same as the big boys. But yeah, I really liked Resident Evil 9. It was fun watching somebody play it. There were some parts that I had to do a little bit of fast forwarding through, a little bit of the grindy puzzle stuff because it's fun if you're the one playing it, but like if you're just watching somebody play it, it can be a bit much. And I have to think about that on my channel too. Like if I'm just sitting here in the quiet, power washing, like what are you getting out of it? You know what I mean? I feel compelled to constantly be chatting with you guys when we do power wash. I do have little moments here and there though of quiet reflection, which is nice. But so many things to watch. We went from complaining about not having anything to watch to having too much to watch. Apparently, they did a Stranger Things animated series that I didn't know they were going to do. Or maybe I did know they were going to do it and just forgot. I watched the first episode. I didn't care that much for it, but I'm going to watch a couple of more to see if I can really stick through it. If not, I'll probably just read the Cliff Notes online somewhere to see what happens and how it ties into the main series. Because I'm kind of over Stranger Things. I was never super into it. I was really on board at first, but then it kind of played out exactly like I thought. It Game of Thrones itself and got really boring. It was more about the human drama than the monsters and the scariness and the science. I just Walking Dead and Game of Thrones itself, just nonstop yakety 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 and not enough action for my taste. Too much drama I don't care about. I want to see these monsters chasing and eating people. I want to see crazy worlds I've never seen before, crazy creature designs I've never seen before. I want to see these animals move and live and breathe in all their CGI glory. I don't want to just hear humans sit around and talk about their feelings. Like, I'm so fucking done with that. God damn. I read a study the other day. Well, I read the headline of a study the other day and then kind of really quickly skimmed the article that said humming is really good for you, apparently. Humming does something for your brain that's really supposed to be really good for it. I've been trying to hum a little more. I usually hum quite a bit. I didn't realize how much I hummed until that article, and then I became kind of hyper aware of how much I hummed. See? Um, said all of it though. Like, you gonna hit me with that 1% crap later? Or did I get all of the panel? Oh, we are really speed running this now. Should have done this from the beginning. Oh, there we go. Zip, zip, zip. Done in 2 seconds. This monster of a nozzle. Look at this thing. Wow, look. I'm becoming more efficient as time goes along. I have this whole thing cleared in 2 seconds. Damn. I'm getting hyper focused. The only experience I really have with solar panel technology is when you go to the dollar store and you buy those cheap little lights that are like the size of a soda bottle, and you drive them down, and they have like a sharp stick, and you drive them down into your lawn, and they gather energy during the day, and then they shine at night, and they only last a few hours, and then by 2 in the morning they're completely spent, and you're like, why did I buy this? This is cheap and generic. But then, next summer you go and you buy some more, forgetting that they didn't work quite as well as you wanted them to work, and then you have to relive the embarrassing experiment all over again of like, why did I buy these again? Why didn't I learn my lesson the first time? And then you have to go home and pick up the old ones that are like laying on their side, broken and busted in pieces, that either got trampled or an animal did something with it. And then you're like, well, goddamn, why do I keep wasting money on stupid shit? I'd have money if I didn't buy stupid shit. And then eventually, after you've done that 12 times, you learn your lesson. You're like, well, if I get what I pay for, if I actually invest in decent, well made lights for my lawn, then I won't have to deal with this cheap dollar store plastic broken crap. Okay. Every once in a while, though, I not to shit on dollar stores necessarily. Sometimes you do find good stuff in there, but it is usually a get what you pay for kind of situation, more or less. Caution. We're still only at 23%. Well, that's fair since we haven't touched the main structure yet. So, I'm thinking about watching some more playthroughs by some of the people that I looked up. Because what I basically did is I went over to Google Gemini and I was like, hey, find me some non political, non right wing leaning, non chud people who do Let's Plays on YouTube to watch. And they gave me a list basically of safe to watch streamers or YouTubers or whatever. And because I've kind of run my course with the content that I've been watching now for years, and I'm ready to I'm ready to give my brain a rest from garbage TV. And I'm thinking maybe I start watching some more gameplay footage because I haven't watched Let's Players probably as much as you think I have. You know, like I said, I really only ever watched Game Grumps way back in the day. And then that got to be too cringe and I couldn't stand it anymore. More, I couldn't stand Aaron anymore. I was never really the biggest fan of his to begin with, but he just got to the point of like, oh, I just wanted to hate him. But I never really took a liking to Let's Plays in and of themselves. Again, because unless you're the one playing the video game, it can be a little on the boring side. You have to keep it fun and interesting as a streamer, which I know. Look who's talking, right? Mr. Boring. But yeah, watching through the Resident Evil 9 Let's Play was interesting enough that I might consider watching some new stuff now. It wasn't the worst thing to watch. Hell, I could be watching the news. Ew. Man. Yeah, I kind of figured that getting up in there was going to be a whole thing. Okay. Does that count for the whole cabinet, though? I think so. Push the button, huh? Stuck. Oh boy. All right. Whee. That's a good color. You hit this every angle possible. Just to make absolutely sure. The funny thing is, we haven't actually done any power washing in anything other than sunny weather. We've done no storms, no rain, which I would actually love it if we could do some power washing in the weather, like in some rain or something. Maybe not so much snow. Just give me the rain. I'm not a snow person. Snow's okay once every so many years. I don't want to see snow every year. And thankfully, I don't. Not where I live. Yeah, snow is a treat if you get it every one, maybe a couple of times a decade. But I do not want it every year. Keep that away from me. I'm a tropical bird. I need the warm weather. Although I wouldn't mind the cold as much if it didn't come with like the whole getting dark at 4 o'clock in the evening shtick. I can live without that crap. I hate that so much. Do I hate that? What was this place again? I don't even remember what the hell this place is supposed to be. Like sewage or some sort of water processing, oil, or I don't remember what this place is. I'll be honest with you. I thought by 2026 we'd all be in electric cars by now. Like I do not understand for the life of me why we are still using petrol. Like make that make sense. That does not make a lick of sense to me. I'm gonna have to get a ladder though and go up there and get in all the little cracks and make it perfect. And maybe the tank won't be so bad after all. Yeah, I was kind of dreading this part, but look at that. Okay. Yeah, it's probably going to be the little particular areas on all the pipes that are going to be a pain in the dick. Thrust Industries. What was the name of that Brandon Rogers character? Tank Thrust? Tank Thrust? Tank Thrust? I don't remember. Something funny. I like Brandon Rogers. If you guys haven't subscribed to him on YouTube, you really should. I try not to give recommendations anymore because I've been burned so many times by content creators on YouTube, but Brandon Rogers seems like good people. Again, I don't know this guy personally, but his content's really good. Funny. I post them from time to time in my Discord server. I don't know if anybody else watches them. Look at that. We're up a whole 33% now on this job. Well, what are you? This job has so many parts. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. I'll need the ladder to get to the top. Imagine how long this job would take us if we didn't have this particular nozzle that's just eating through it. You know what I mean? Remember when we first started, we had all the tiny little nozzles and not a lot of water, or not a lot of, didn't cover a lot of space. Ping pong. We should play a ping pong game. Table tennis. I'm about to go get my ladder and climb up top. Ooh, I can reach that from here. Where's my just regular ladder? Maybe if I just kind of do it this way, like circular motion, it'll get the little areas I miss. Hold up. Hold up. No. Yeah, the closer I am, apparently, with this nozzle, the less effective it is. Okay. If that's the case. Where'd it go? The hell? I didn't tell it to go to this side. Okay, whatever. Whatever gets the job done. It was like, no, other side. Oh, bitch. Listen, I need you to. There you go, sport. Damn it. What do I get? You know what? You know what I'm going to do? Come here, you. Solves that problem. Oh, yeah. Still need to get on the other side of this thing, though. Ooh, and the top part, apparently. What does this even do? What does any of this equipment do, though? I guess, to be fair. Yeah, I'll have to move this entire doohickey around. We haven't even broke 40% yet, folks. See if we can make that happen. Because there's just so much here to clean. We cleaned this. There we go. Broke 40. Starting to feel a little. Eagle is very sus, and so is the cat. I don't even see a cat. Did you see a cat this time? Yeah, these birds have been sus the whole time we've been employed with this job. I do, Tristan. So my sister and my nephew have been really getting into Among Us lately, and I might use that opportunity because she asked me if I wanted to play with them. I might use that opportunity to do a playthrough of it for the channel because I've wanted to do Among Us now for a long time. I just don't have the body count. You know what I mean? Like we just don't have people to play it. But if they're playing it, I might can get in on it with them and play it that way. So I'm thinking about it. I'll just have to get with her and see when's the best time because they've been playing nights and our schedules line up for me to play at night. It's just once I get done streaming in the evenings and do everything I got to do, like once nighttime hits, like 10 p.m. onward, I'm kind of in my personal space of like, let's watch whatever we got to catch up on movie wise and TV wise. Let me spend some time on my phone and scroll through social media and see what news I missed for the day. And, you know, kind of my me time that time of the night. But we'll see what I can do. Metroid was a manga. Yeah. What about it? What's your point there, Slick? I do want to read the Jurassic Park comics that they made, and I'm going to start that soon. I guess I need to go hunt them down. Pretty sure they've all been scanned and probably available on the internet. We're going to do that sometime soon. I was thinking about maybe doing that for Jurassic June. I have like 80 different Jurassic Park games for us to play this June as well. So I don't know that we're going to play much else during June except for just dinosaur stuff. That might be what we do for June. Did you enjoy reading it? I did. It was nice. I hope everybody had a fun time, reading it along with me. But like in a vacuum outside of YouTube, yeah. I had read it years ago and had forgotten most of it. It was nice. Let's see. Oh man. I was looking through my Steam library too and trying to see what we should play next. I saw that it's the 20th anniversary of Okami. So I really want to get started with Okami and do a playthrough. I've wanted to do a playthrough of Okami since I started my YouTube channel, and I've just been putting it off all these years because it's a little bit on the lengthy side. I think it takes like 39, 40 hours to finish the main story, and that doesn't include side quests. So there's a reason I've never sunk my teeth into it. I'd also need a walkthrough. We have to use a walkthrough like we did for Majora's Mask because it's apparently a Zelda-like game, and I don't know where to go and what to do. So we could try and play it vanilla style with no walkthrough. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to look into it. And by look into it, I'm probably just going to ask AI what it thinks. Because the only human I could ask is Tyler, and he'll say, well, it's been so many years I don't remember. So. Okay. Danger. Do not excavate. Low pressure water pipeline buried below ground. Low pressure, huh? So this is like a water facility. I was thinking it was. Like I said, it had to be either water or oil of some sort, of oil or gas. Kind of in the same boat, I think. And then we also have Stray. I bought that game back when my other computer couldn't handle it. This computer should be able to handle it just fine. Yeah, there's a lot for us to do. A lot, a lot, a lot. My own. I want to know if people have had fun watching this particular playthrough. Like, out of all the things that I've ever done on my channel, this one has been very particular. I've talked about my own personal life. I've talked about the world. I've talked about politics. You name it, we've talked about it while washing stuff. This has definitely been a really educational playthrough. We've learned a lot about one another, me and the world. One week left. 1 week till what? May? What happens in 1 week? Oh, yeah, you're going on a trip. You know what? I need my ladder. I need my regular ladder. It is also starting to get dark in here. It is 7. It's 7 o'clock? Jesus. How? I don't understand how it's 7 p.m. That's not fair. No. Hey. The sun is setting. By the time it gets to be like July and August, the sun sets at almost 9 o'clock at night. I love it. It's like 8:30 when it gets dark. 8:30, something like that. I love it. 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 I didn't realize I missed so much dirt. I missed the whole top part of this son of a gun. You let me miss the whole top part. Nobody said anything. We're just going to pretend this is all chocolate. And that terrible, terrible dirt. Thought it would be June next month. No, we got one more to go. One more month to go. We have to go through May first. Don't worry. I do that. I do that a lot too. I will forget. So don't be embarrassed. There might be dirt hiding. Oh, yep, that'll do it. Mm. How do I get up here without falling and breaking my neck? That works. We have some Pokopia work to do. That poor playthrough got abandoned. Prom night dumpster baby. The story isn't long, but boy, it's awfully sad. That is still one of my favorite Family Guy skits. I don't know if you can do skits like that and get away with it anymore. Everybody's become so touchy about every little thing. I thought it was funny. Yeah, it's horrendous, but it's funny. Shit. How am I gonna? Can we move it up to a month? No, I still need another month. I need a buffer month. I'm not ready for June yet. I have way too much work to do here in April and May. I need the time. I need the time. Don't rush me. I'll be honest with you, I can't believe this playthrough is still going. Just like, damn. I remember we first started this playthrough way back in the day. We were just out here washing stuff, talking. It feels like a lifetime ago. It feels like a whole different world. We've come through so much. Like I was saying earlier, we've talked about so many different things while working this job. That's watching this video the other day, this reaction channel, and they were making fun of this guy, and they were like, nobody wants to watch you play Power Wash Simulator. That's the most boring thing in the world. Not talking to me, of course, talking to another person, but still. I get it. I guess, yeah, it's kind of one of those things where maybe you get more out of it if you're the one doing it. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if you're having a good conversation, it could be a good watch. But then that's on the person making the video to have something worth talking about. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a struggle. Some days you can't shut me up, and then some days, I'm just like, well, what do I talk about today? And then we have days where we kind of just bounce around. Honestly, those are my favorite days where we just bounce around, like getting super into some political nonsense. I don't really like that as much. And you have to really catch me on a day where I'm super frustrated about the news or some bullshit that's happening. But We just kind of bounce around and talk about different things. Those are the fun ones, to me at least. Yeah, in my opinion. I do need to make some more non-gaming Jurassic Park videos for the channel, though. I'm really slacking off on that and falling behind. I have so many videos saved that I want to watch with you guys, and I'm just not getting it done. Hopefully, with some hard work and elbow grease, we'll get caught up. I would like to know, how long does it take this stuff that we've washed to become this filthy again? You know, like how long of a buildup of dirt is this? When was the last time any of this stuff was washed? Also, does the rain not just wash away like the top layer of stuff? New game? What do you mean? Our new games, I mean. Um, well, like I said, we have some Jurassic Park games that we've never played before on this channel. Those are coming up in June. But non-video game related Jurassic Park videos, I have some of those that I would like to sit down and make soon. But yeah, I've been sitting on a wealth of new games now for a long time. And I think it would really do me and you guys some good if we could break out of the Nintendo bubble that we've always been in and maybe play some of that stuff. But that's my fault. That's my fault. I was thinking the other day, see, my plan for my YouTube channel is that come November, we'll be reaching year 10. And that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big milestone, you know. I would like to play some new games that aren't Nintendo games. And yes, I do have more simulators. I have a handful of simulators for us to play. Um, but I can guarantee you, I know what's going to happen. They're going to announce new Metroid games and stuff before I have a chance to blink, which is fun. Metroid does come first on this channel. But, you know, Metroid is far and few in between, so it doesn't take up a lot of our time. But that is, you know, there are 3 IPs that get prioritized on this channel above all else. That's Metroid, Jurassic Park / World, and Pokemon. Pokemon, Metroid, and Jurassic. Those 3 get prioritized. Mario, kinda. I mean, if a new mainline Mario game were to come out this year, yeah, we'd be day one in that sucker. I guess you could say Mario, in a way, is also kind of a priority title for my channel. It's just that not too many come out too often, which is, again, good. You don't want to flood the market with like they do with Pokemon. Because you see the struggle that I'm having with Pokemon right now. It's just Pokemon fatigue is very severe for me right now. I am burnt the fuck out with Pokemon, which sucks because we haven't finished our Pokemon Silver playthrough or Fire Red or Pokopia, and I'm just so burnt out. I love Pokemon, but I'm just burnt out. And we still haven't played Pokemon Sun or Ultra Sun. So, a lot of Pokemon stiff. I borrowed a copy of Mario Wonder from Thomas back when that game came out. I actually never bought my own copy, and that's something I need to rectify at some point in the future. But I woke up today with an email that told me my card. Let's just say I'm in the negative. You're not buying anything for a while. Not for a while. And I don't want to get into a whole thing, but have you got, I guess everybody knows how expensive everything has gotten now. Like I was in the grocery store earlier, just standing there looking, thinking, Jesus Christ. It's scary, scary, scary. We made it over the 50% mark and I didn't even notice. Good for us. Good for you, Jack. How long does it take you? A general question for everybody, I guess. How long do you have to do something before you will be considered a professional at it? And do you need a document to say you're a professional? For example, you can't just say, I'm a doctor. You actually have to go to school and get the appropriate paperwork to become a doctor. But you don't really have to go to school to become like a professional, I don't know, poker player or gamer. You just get real good at it. And then one day, you start making money at it. And then all of a sudden you're just a professional. You know what I mean? How long? How long, like, let's say even without going to college or university or whatever you want to call it, without a doctorate or any of that stuff, how long would you need to do a job before you could be considered a pro or an expert? Is it a matter of time? Or is it a matter of just know-how? Like plumbing. Like you could be a plumber for 20 years and still be quite garbage at it. Let's say you're just lazy and you cut corners and you do shoddy work. You know what I mean? Does that are you still a professional at that point? Are you simply a professional because you are bonded and licensed? Are you a professional just because you work for a company? Are you a professional just because you've been doing it for so long? I have many questions in regards to this. It's like, I want to know, when could I be considered a professional gamer? When would I be considered a professional let's player, content creator, streamer? Like what is the criteria that I need to meet in order to be a certified professional? Is it like X amount of subscribers on YouTube or any platform? Is it X amount of likes and views? Is it brand deals and name recognition? What would make me a professional at this? Does lack of success make me not a professional? The fact that I've been doing this for 10 years and have never broken 1,000 subscribers on YouTube? Does that make me, lesser than? You know what I mean? Like, so many questions. You say 10 years, huh? 10 years. A decade is a good round number to be doing any job. When do you get tenure? When do you get tenure on most jobs? Because when I was a kid, I thought it was after 10 years. I thought they were literally saying 10-year instead of tenure. I didn't know any better. Oh, snap. Look at you being all dirty behind the ladder. Because I would love to be a professional at this. Like, it didn't used to be my goal or my ambition, but I think it's slowly becoming that. Like, I've always done this for fun. I've always done this because it was my hobby, something for me to just do every day. Pass the time, idle hands, all that stuff. Study hard plus years of practice. I suppose I have put quite a bit of study into this. I definitely don't follow the I don't follow any traditional paths that would lead to classic success. I still I've named all my videos with episode numbers and stuff, which is not good for the algorithm. I don't do brand new thumbnails every time I do a video. I don't put myself doing the shock streamer face. I don't do a lot of the tropes that YouTubers do that pushes them because I don't believe in it. I think it's tacky and I think it's just not. I just think it's bad optics. Let's see. And I was watching this thing the other day, and I mentioned this when we were playing Mario Kart the other night, but that Mario Kart stream was so awful, I decided to just delete it and not put it up on YouTube. But I watched this YouTube video that basically it was saying like there are 8 things that the Japanese do in their culture that promote longevity, happiness, general well-being, and high quality of life that not a lot of other cultures do. And the first one is kaizen. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing these correctly. I'll go over all 8 with you guys real quick. I'm not going to be able to see chat directly for a bit while we have this conversation, so everybody just kind of sit tight. But yeah, it's 1% better every day. It's basically the compound effect that built Toyota up into the juggernaut that they were. Essentially, instead of making giant leaps forward all at once, like let's say you're trying to lose weight or diet or whatever, instead of doing like crash diets where you just go days without eating. Theoretically, what you would do is just change your eating habits a little bit at a time. One little change, eat 1% less a day. Maybe you're trying to be more efficient at work. You would change something. The way that you operate at work 1% every day. And it's about building sustainable changes over time instead of giant leap forward. Iga, Iga, Ikiga, I I I this one's hard to pronounce. It's Ikigai. Your reason for being. It's why Okinawans live past 100. This is what my YouTube channel is for me. It's not my entire reason for existence, so don't get it twisted and make it sound like you only live for your YouTube channel. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. Um, but it is my ikigai, or however that's pronounced. It's the thing that I do that brings me peace, like people do little Zen gardens or whatnot. This is my thing that I do on a near daily basis that centers me as a person to this reality, and it brings me back. This show has given me ample opportunity to get things off my chest, bitch, murmur, complain. It's given me it's basically acted like a journal and a diary. It's given me a place to, theoretically have people listen to my woes and listen to my crazy stories. And it's basically just kind of really been a verbal dumping ground for me over the years, a place for me to have little breakdowns, depressive moments, but it's also been a place of like trying to heal in various journeys, take you guys along with me as I work on different things. And yes, I definitely am kind of like human whiplash. It's something I noticed a long time ago. I definitely will. I'm that kind of person that's constantly like, I don't do this anymore, but I used to move furniture daily, just always rearranging furniture, trying to get it just right. I was a very unsettled person years ago, and but yeah, doing this is my little thing that I do every day. The reason that I get up and get out of bed and push on and push forward. Um, then there's Harahachibu, which is essentially just eat until you're 80% full. Now, this one I don't follow, obviously, as fat ass, but I did find it intriguing. And I would be lying if I said it's something that I haven't thought about um, before in the past. A lot of times we'll eat mindlessly. We'll just eat an entire plate of food because it's there. We don't want to waste food. We've been taught, don't waste food. It's irresponsible and rude. There are people starving in the world. You should never waste food. Those are things that are instilled and ingrained in us from an early age. But if you are more mindful of your eating when you eat, I mean, a lot of us will eat while watching TV or whatever, so we just kind of don't pay attention to what we're doing. But if we slow down, chew more thoroughly, focus on what we're actually doing when we eat, and listen to our body, drink more water, eat more slowly, we'll get fuller faster, and we won't eat quite as much. And believe it or not, food is kind of the number one reason you age. Your body takes a pounding every time you eat a giant meal. Not only is obesity not good for all of your organs, every single one of them, but just generally eating a ton of food causes your body to work tirelessly through all of its systems to really process the food. Then after it's done processing the food, it has to break down all the compounds and send them to where they need to go. So yeah, the less you eat, the healthier it actually is for you. And they are finding out these days that fasting, which we already knew was good for you, is now being proven scientifically to be good for you. Your body tends to do cleanup when you're fasting, gets rid of a lot of dead cells, things like that. So fasting is now been proven scientifically to be good for you. So yeah, just slow down, eat less, eat mindfully, and you'll do better. Shinrin Yoko, forest bathing. Some doctors in Japan will actually prescribe going out into nature as a medicine, which this is true too. Our bodies react in a very positive way to nature, the smell and touch of grass, sunlight, trees. Um, if you're like me and you spend an exorbitant amount of time indoors, and that is not good for you, like at all. And I feel that's like a no duh moment, but yeah, we should all get out into nature more often than we do. And I'm really guilty of that myself. I do not spend enough time outside. Wabi Sabi. I've actually talked about Wabi Sabi before on this channel. I don't remember what I was playing. I don't remember how long ago it's been, but I remember when I first learned the term wabi sabi. I had already been living. I'd already been living the sensation. I just didn't know there was a term for it. Basically, you embrace imperfection. If you drop something and break it, you don't immediately just throw it in the trash. Um, Things that are used that have scratches, cuts, bends, breaks, they tell a story of the item. They tell its history. They give it character, which I think a lot of people are easily able to grasp this concept. You know, it's why you might super glue something back together when it breaks. You know, it's silly to just throw a whole thing away when it breaks. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Like let's say you break a glass, yeah, you probably just can throw that in the garbage. But a lot of times, if the in Japan, if they break a coffee mug, they'll repair it, and they'll use gold to repair it so they can highlight the cracks and the damage and kind of give personality to it. Think like a battle scar, kinda in a way. Not really what I'm saying, but that could also count, I guess. Uh, Very interesting, very interesting. Wabi sabi. Because if you're always, you know, even outside of just inanimate objects, like even in your own personal life, if you're a person that just seeks perfection all day, every day, like your entire motivation and drive in life is perfection, whether it be in your own personal life, your job, your lawn, your home, whatever it might be, chasing perfection ages you horribly. It's a terrible mindset, and it's really no way to live. You really get, and I feel like this is going to be a no duh moment, but you really got to stop and smell the roses and stop trying to perfect every aspect of what you're doing, because you can't achieve it. You won't achieve it, and it will drive you crazy in the pursuit of perfection. I feel like you didn't even need me to tell you that. I feel like you know that, but you just you're living in spite of yourself. Theoretical random person that's agreeing with this. Then of course you have Gammon or Gaiman. Now this one conflicts real hard a lot of times with Western culture. It's enduring with dignity, like a quiet strength without complaining. Boy, howdy, do I have a problem with that. I bitch about everything. I'm the bitch. I'm the bitcher. Everybody everybody knows Eric's going to bitch, murmur, and complain. Um, but and yeah, not all Japanese do everything I'm saying either. Don't get it twisted what I'm trying to say and come at me. But I'm just basically going over this with you guys to try and kind of teach you something. Because some of this I knew already, and some of this was new to me too. Um, so I thought it would just be interesting to share. And, we have a lot of free time to chat while we're cleaning this place up. So, but yeah, which one were we on? Oh yeah, there is some power in enduring something without making a scene. Just quietly knowing that you have either failed or been defeated, and then like just picking yourself up and trying again. I want to say in the poem, if you know, if you can risk everything on a gamble and then lose everything and then start again from your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, like there's some real maturity and power in that. That's a damn fine poem too. I highly recommend. If you guys haven't read If, I think it was written by Rudyard Kipling, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but look up the poem If. It is one of my favorite poems of all time. It is good, 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 good stuff. Um, Also, The Road Not Taken is another damn fine poem that you guys should read and look into. Um, then there's Kintsugi, the one where I mentioned they repair with the gold. Your scars make you stronger, not weaker. I feel like that kind of ties back in with what I was saying earlier with the wabi sabi. Not everything needs to be perfect. Not everything needs to be the best of the best of the best. Um, and if you practice all eight together, then, you know, even if you kind of do still low key want perfection in some things, if you attack it with the mentality of rule number one, the Kaizen, or however that's pronounced, 1% better every day. That will help you a lot further, because a lot of times, and I think the most cliche example would be people who set New Year's resolutions for themselves. Like, I'm going to diet, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then they get a month in at best and then quit. Because you're trying to make spectacular life changes overnight, and we just aren't wired that way. Our brains don't do not. No, it's not going to happen. Does it happen? Yes. Statistically, there's always going to be one that goes against what I'm saying, but basically just work on a little bit at a time. Focus on what you can do and focus on small things. Unless a big major thing is immediately demanding your attention or there'll be consequences, try to just do what you can. Because here's the thing too. Think about this. 100 years from now, you'll be dead and gone. And the likelihood that anybody's going to remember you in 100 years is going to be slim to none. In 200 years, nobody's going to remember your name. Nobody's going to remember you existed. 300 years from now, nothing you ever did while you were alive will have left a trace on Earth. You know, and I hear somebody saying now, well, we remember histories, we remember all these people. Okay, smartass. I'm not talking about fucking George Washington here. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. I mean, if you do something, as culturally relevant as fucking George Washington, then obviously it doesn't apply to you now, does it? But the most of us, life is meant to be lived, and I think that we sometimes live it too hard and don't cut ourselves enough slack. So the video really spoke to me. It was a very powerful video. I found it to be very moving and very thought provoking, and I just wanted to share that on my channel in some way, shape, fashion, or form. Like I said, my pronunciations are probably butchered, and I'm probably not the best at explaining these concepts and ideas, but I did the best I could. Even professionals still need to keep studying for the rest of their lives, adapting to techniques. Yeah. Absolutely. You're never going to reach perfection. You could be 90 years old and still honing a craft or a skill. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hell, at that point, you need to keep practicing just to stay sharp. But, yeah. I was just curious earlier, like, I'm a nobody on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, nobody really knows I exist. you've been a fan of mine for a while. You and I are friendly. We've never spoken. We've never seen each other IRL. But we've been friends on the internet now for a handful of years, and we built a rapport with one another. But outside of that, I have my IRL friends, all two or three of them, that have been around. Um, Other than that, yeah, not a lot of people know I exist. Um, so all my content could easily disappear overnight if YouTube were to go away. Um, so it's not about leaving a legacy. It's not about leaving something behind that's going to necessarily really help humanity. Like, I've not done or said anything online ever, at least in my opinion, that's really going to like change the world or really have any meaningful effect, I guess I'm trying to say. But I've had fun doing it. And a few people have had fun watching it. And to me, that's good enough. You know? Good enough reason to have done it. And as always, as with anything in life, it's better to take that leap and try something and fail spectacularly than to have never tried at all. Um, no matter what happens for the rest of my life, I will always be proud that whether I succeeded or not, I took the time, I made the effort, and I tried something new. You know what I mean? I tried to be a streamer. I did. I can't say I did my best, but I was here. I showed up. I think my streams would have been better over the years had I not always been suffering from sleep apnea. Had I not always been just fucking tired all the time. I think my streams probably would have been better over the years. I'm not gonna lie. That is one of my own criticisms against myself. It's just the constant sleepiness all the time. Definitely think that's hurt my channel over the years. Just always being a sleepy boy. We made it to 70%. And I'm not saying that to like shit all over myself or anything. I'm just saying it to be realistic. I think things would have been better if I weren't always so sleepy. Always so sleepy. Okay. I think I've gotten most of these pipes. Where did I put? Oh, there you are. This is gonna be like, where did I put my regular ladder? It's a regular size ladder. Oh, I can't put it anywhere over here. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, okay. You know what? I understand. I understand why I can't put it over there. I get it. I get it. It would make sense to be able to cram it over there and that. Okay. All right. I guess we need to tackle you next. But I am going to be trying out these little 8 things that we take from the Japanese culture. I'm going to be applying them to my everyday life, and because, like I said recently, my main goal in life right now is to just try and live my best life. I'm not trying to rewrite history. I'm not trying to conquer the world. I'm not trying to be a billionaire. I'm not trying to do any of that garbage. I'm essentially just trying to find peace and happiness right now. Been too many years in the dark, and I'll take basic happiness. I'll take it. I don't even need to be greatly happy, just baseline. I'll take baseline happiness. But I didn't even realize this was a solar panel till we climbed up here. I didn't know what this was. Makes sense, I guess. Makes sense. This might go faster than I thought. Oh shit. Look at that. I missed this whole side. Womp womp. What even are those? I don't know. If you think few people know you, then I don't exist for humanity. Well, I mean, our family knows us, our friends know us, and our coworkers know us. And unless you blow up and get big online or some sort of movie Hollywood celebrity, not a lot of people know you exist. Like in the grand scheme of things, just by virtue of how many humans exist on Earth at any given time, how many different cultures there are, how many borders and countries there are, how big the Earth is compared to how small we are. Like, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, nobody really knows we exist. It takes a whole hell of a lot to be a household name. You think about the YouTubers over the years that have been a household name. Um, it's usually based on like what they're known for, age demographics, things like that. But yeah, it's really humbling to think about that. You know, you are forgotten quick as time marches on because usually you're remembered by your children and your grandchildren, but once you get into great grandchildren territory, they're usually just it's because you usually die around grandchildren or great grandchildren territory, and then your relevancy is over at that point. So you're just a name in their memory somewhere most of the time. And then even that's stretching it depending on your family situation. So I couldn't tell you jack shit about my great grandparents. I only knew my grandparents. I mean, my great grandmother was still alive when I was little, but she died before I got old enough to really like concretely remember her as a person. So I also don't even know what year she was born. I would love to know what year she was born because I think my grandmother on my mom's side, my mom's mom was born in 1930, and my on my dad's side, my grandmother on my dad's side was born in the 40s at some point. So theoretically, their parents were born somewhere around the turn of the century. So my great grandmother could have been born anywhere in the late 1800s to early 1900s. I don't know. I can tell you. I don't remember them. Oh, I'm doing this all wrong. We started out doing this area right, and then I got way sidetracked. We're not doing this efficiently at all. There are some people, though. I have seen YouTubers who have talked about leaving behind a quote unquote legacy. You know what I mean? They think their stuff's just going to be around for hundreds of years. And while I can't say it won't, I highly doubt that it will. But then I did learn the term digital archaeology one day. I learned that term a few years ago, and it's stuck with me ever since. Let's say, just for the sake of prosperity, that YouTube or Google or whoever decides to keep all these videos that's ever been uploaded somewhere in a grand data bank somewhere. 100 years from now, the number of videos and streams and stuff that's going to exist is going to be astronomical. It would take some sort of AI or something to comb through the sheer volume of data, the hours of recorded footage and human voices. You would have to rely on machines to do that. And then, even then, you would still need a human to comb through that data that the AI simplified. So, yeah. Again, I see you put a frowny face. I'm not saying all this to be a Debbie Downer. I'm more saying it like we should focus on our happiness in the moment. Like, as a content creator, I should focus less on the big picture of like, oh, I gotta leave behind something great. I need to make the best material humanly possible. And I think that it might be more advantageous for me to focus on the here and the now and do a good stream in the moment and worry about what's the whole playthrough great later. You know what I mean? Like we want to have a good time playing the game here and now and not worry about it being a really fantastic product later. I guess. I don't know. We've been here a while and my brain is starting to turn to mush. I was kind of hoping we'd get this entire area done today, but this fucking solar panel is a son of a bitch. But let's turn that frown upside down. Shit. This is what I was afraid was going to happen. It's not going to ding it. I'm going to have to get every little nook and corner. God damn it. Okay. No. All right, well, we'll just have to go up and down each side. Let me just. There we go. That's better. Come on, Lewis. Turn that frown upside down. Okay. What other spots have we? Right here. Damn. I'm starting to get hungry. I'm starting to get hungry. Hungry. But we're so close to being done that I want to try and make it. Finish this whole job in one day. That would be swell. And honestly, all we have to do is the underbelly. God damn it, Eric. Shot pushing the wrong button. Okay. There we go. Where did my super nozzle go? This is a super nozzle. This sucker is insane. Ping. See, we can use this little super nozzle here and kind of just go in a up and down fashion and really clear out here. Yeah, I think we can do it that way. And then we can wrap this up in around the 2 hour mark. Sometimes sometimes these power wash jobs do run 2 hours. Sometimes we are forced to divide them up into different days. It honestly just depends on the job, and it depends on how quickly we can tear through a job, which using this nozzle has really helped. Because if I had tried and done this with a regular nozzle, this would have taken like 5 episodes to do. We were able to take a 5-episode job and cut it down into 1, maybe 2 at most, depending on how quickly I can eat through this. I'm trying to do my best to speed this up a little bit. I feel like I've slowed down with all my talking. We're really going to focus on ripping ass through this. Get through it as quickly as possible. Then we can get this water processing facility up and running again. Which I'm assuming, since it's in the desert, is really important. My hand's falling asleep. This is apparently the best nozzle ever. I mean, look at this thing. Again, how quickly are we just tearing through this job? I thought I'd done this whole side right here. I guess not. I thought I had. Whoops. Okay. Whoo! Lord, how did I not get this side? I know I got this side. Come on now. I'm going insane. Yeah, I know I watched this. You fucking with me. You fucking with me, man. You fucking with me. Let's go ahead and get all of the major open area, and then we'll go in and fine tune the little spots we missed. Damn, it just did not take us long at all to get the underside of this thing. I know we're not done with it yet, but still. Quick. Should start pinging areas now left and right that we've covered all of the big open dirt splotches here. Case in point. Key. Now I got to get down here and get this bottom section. It's probably going to be very particular. Yep. Really? I missed this much dirt? Lord. I knew this bottom part right here was going to be a pain. It was going to be this much of a pain. Okay. Start going down in lines like we did the top part, and it should be done in 2 seconds. Oops. I did not mean to walk away. Or get that close up into it, rather, I should say. I'm hoping for the forgiving ping. You know what I mean? Hoping I'll get so far into it and it'll just ping. We're so close. We've hit 99%. Now for the fun part. Finding the big enough splotches that counts towards unfinished. That'll do it right there. Oh, Jesus. Where? Where? Oh, where? I have a suspicion. Yeah. The fuck? Oh, I hit something on my TV remote. I was like, what the hell is happening? It switched over from my computer to television. No signal. Excuse me? There we go. There we go. That scared me. I thought something had broken. I was like, here we fucking go. I totally forgot this bottom part. Yeah, HDMI. Yeah. That's what I'm using. HDMI. Okay, now I gotta find the missing spots. Oh, Lord. Probably supposed to use my little stool for this, but I'm just gonna jump. I don't know. I might have to use a stool for this. If it was professional, I wouldn't have these problems. You're so right you are. So right you. Oop, I see a giant splotch I missed. Oh God. How'd I miss that big area? Ooh, and that up there too. Lord. What could possibly be left? Oh, I see something. I see something. The ladder. Oh my God, this ladder too, huh? What else? What else is cankered? What else have I forgotten? Oh, these rails. Yeah, they look pretty filthy to me. Solar canopy support arms, solar canopy support beams, outtake elbow pipe. Oh. What is an outtake elbow pipe? I don't know what that is. We're going to have to do it this way. Outtake elbow pipe. I mean, I can infer what an elbow pipe is by the shape, but there are several pipes shaped the same. Yep. You. And I need to find my step stool. I don't know where it is, but I do remember seeing it somewhere. There it is. What you doing over here, little feller? I need you to come with me. Now I need you to come around to the other side. We have to do the same thing over here. How long will I slide? Separate my side. I don't believe it's been. Live my throat, it's all I ever heard your voice through a photograph. Thought it up and brought up the past. Once you know you can never go back, I gotta take it on the other side. Take it on the other side. Take it on. Take it on. How long will I flow? All right, that's elbow pipe done. Solar canopy. It's got to be those damned arms holding them up. Yep, I see them from here. Yep. You know what? You're coming with me. Because these damn arms have been a problem this whole job. Whole job. I didn't mean to walk away. There we go. Um, yes, but where? Where might she be filthy? Where might have I left it? Oh. Oh, that's where. Okay. Nice little 2-hour job. Yay, me. Hopefully, we're done with the desert. Thank God. All right. We cleared all 3 of these jobs. That's under the Muckingham Files Part 1. So that's cleared. Under odd jobs, we cleared everything here. So the first 2 extra sets of jobs are done. And then we did the 2 here. We did the Spanish Villa and we did, we haven't done the Spanish Villa, my bad. We did the excavator. So next we need to clean the paintball area and the villa. Those 2 will also take a while. And then we have the aquarium. We have the submarine. Submarine might not take a long time. I felt like we did the submarine already, but I'm really just thinking of that boat we did at the docks. Thankfully, 3 only has the 2. Ugh. But then we have modern mansion, fireplane, the desert parlor. God damn it. Where's that dessert parlor? I can't read. And then we have clean the subway train. We already did the subway train. Good. Sculpture part. Jesus Christ. There's so many jobs still left to do. And I always get confused with desert and dessert. The same with dinner and diner. No matter how many times I Google it and look it up, I'm going to forget. I hate it. All right. That's it for today's stream, today's episode. It was an extra long one. I hope that it was insightful. We learned about the little 8 rules video that I watched, 8 simple things you can do based on Japanese culture that'll help improve your life exponentially. And like I said, a few of them I already just did by nature, by virtue of like common sense. And then a few of them were nice to learn about. So hopefully we can all live a better, happier life. And I'll be back soon with more power wash. Clean this place up. Honestly, we'll probably work on more Pokemon Fire Red before we come back to this because this was such a heavy episode. It was a long one. See you, folks.